It begins the same way every morning. Before your eyes even open, your body sends the first message. A stiffness in the hands, a dull ache in the knees, ankles that feel slow to cooperate. You take a deep breath, brace yourself, and begin the careful process of rising. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Because lying there longer won't make it any easier. What once was automatic, getting out of bed, walking to the kitchen, bending to tie your shoes, now feels like a cautious negotiation between hope and hesitation. And maybe you've wondered quietly, is this just how it's going to be now? That quiet ache, that persistent tension, it's more than discomfort. It's a slow erosion of freedom, of spontaneity, of confidence in your own body. But here's what I want you to know. It doesn't have to stay this way. You've likely heard about turmeric, maybe even tried adding a little to warm water or tea in hopes of relief. You've seen it described as a natural anti-inflammatory or healing spice. But if you've been drinking turmeric water and noticing little to no difference, it's not your fault. There's a small but crucial reason that beautiful yellow powder may not be working for you. A reason grounded in real science, and one that's surprisingly easy to fix. When used correctly, turmeric can become one of the most powerful tools to quiet inflammation and bring ease back to your mornings. But you must drink it the right way, not the common way that so many well-meaning people do. In just a moment, I'll show you exactly what's going wrong, and more importantly, how to unlock turmeric's true potential using a simple change that starts right in your kitchen. It's disheartening, I know, doing everything right and still not feeling better. But let me reassure you, this is not a failure on your part. It's a missing piece of information, and once you see it, everything can change. Turmeric isn't a myth. It's not hype. It's simply misunderstood. And today, you're going to understand it in a whole new way, not as a trend, but as a targeted, natural solution for the very inflammation that's been slowing you down. That's what this channel is all about, giving you clear, trustworthy guidance grounded in science, spoken with care, and designed for real life after 60. If that sounds like the support you've been looking for, I invite you to subscribe and be part of our community here. And before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. In the comments, would you share? What time of day do your joints feel the stiffest, and how does it affect your routine? Your insight could help others feel seen and guide the next conversation we share together. Now let's lift the curtain on the one simple change that makes all the difference. So, let's talk about the real adversary here. Before we can even discuss the solution, we have to truly, deeply understand the problem. And that problem has a name: chronic inflammation. Now, I know the word inflammation gets thrown around a lot. We often think of it as a bad thing, but that's not entirely true. In its proper place, inflammation is a lifesaver. It's your body's loyal, hardworking first responder. Imagine you get a small splinter in your finger. Within minutes, the area becomes red, warm, swollen, and a little tender. That's acute inflammation. It's your body's intelligent response. It's sending an army of white blood cells to the area to fight off any potential bacteria from the splinter, to clear out damaged cells, and to begin the healing process. It's a targeted, short-term, and brilliant biological process. Once the threat is gone and the healing is done, the army goes home and the inflammation subsides. That is your friend. The villain of our story, the one that causes that morning stiffness and that pervasive fatigue, is a different beast entirely. It's chronic inflammation. Imagine that same alarm system, that same army of first responders, but instead of going home after the job is done, they never get the message to stand down. The alarm is stuck in the on position, ringing silently, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, throughout your entire body. This isn't a loud, obvious war like the one against a splinter. This is a low-grade, smoldering, and persistent fire, simmering just beneath the surface of your daily life. It's not in one specific spot, it's systemic. It's a state of constant, low-level alert that wears your body down, cell by cell, day by day. Think of it like a car engine that is always running slightly too hot. For a while, it seems fine, but over months and years, that excess heat starts to degrade the seals, warp the metal, and wear down the delicate moving parts until things start to break down. That is what chronic inflammation does inside of us. When that fire is simmering in your joints, it degrades the cartilage and causes the pain, swelling, and stiffness of arthritis. When it's simmering in your blood vessels, it damages their delicate lining, leading to the plaque buildup that causes heart disease and high blood pressure. When it's simmering in your brain, it disrupts the communication between neurons, contributing to brain fog, memory loss, and even increasing the risk for conditions like Alzheimer's and dementia. When it simmers in your pancreas and your cells, it can interfere with how your body uses sugar, paving the way for type 2 diabetes. It's that feeling of waking up tired even after a full night's sleep. It's that mental fog that makes finding the right word feel like wading through mud. It's the reason why a simple day of gardening can leave you feeling wrecked for 2 days after, not just pleasantly sore. These aren't separate, disconnected signs of just getting old. They are often the smoke signals from that one single, underlying fire. Recognizing this is the first, most crucial step toward empowerment. Because once you see it not as a dozen different enemies, but as one single, identifiable adversary, you can begin to form a real strategy to fight back. So we've identified the enemy, that smoldering, systemic fire of chronic inflammation. And we've identified our chosen hero to fight it, turmeric. But as I mentioned, our hero has a fatal flaw, a vulnerability that makes it almost completely ineffective when it works alone. This is the secret knowledge that most people are missing, and it's the reason why so many of us feel let down by what we thought was a miracle spice. The power of turmeric doesn't come from the whole powder itself. It comes from a specific set of compounds within it called curcuminoids, the most important of which is called curcumin. Curcumin is the active ingredient. It's the superstar, the powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant that all the scientific studies are about. It's the real firefighter we want to send to all those little fires burning throughout our body. But here is the million-dollar problem. Curcumin has what scientists call very poor bioavailability. That's a technical-sounding word, but it has a very simple and profound meaning. Bioavailability isn't about what you swallow. It's about what your body can actually absorb and use. You can swallow a pound of something, but if your body can't get it out of your digestive system and into your bloodstream where it's needed, it has zero effect. Imagine you've hired the world's best firefighter, curcumin, to put out a fire in your house. You drive him to the front curb, but you just drop him off. He doesn't have a key to the front door, he can't get over the fence, and he doesn't have a hose. He's right there, but he's utterly useless because he can't get inside to the fire. That is exactly what happens when you stir turmeric into a glass of plain water. The curcumin molecule, by its nature, is hydrophobic. That's just a scientific way of saying it hates water. So when you stir it into water, it doesn't dissolve well. But the bigger problem happens once it gets into your digestive system. Your liver and your intestinal wall are incredibly efficient. They see curcumin as a foreign substance, and they immediately go to work metabolizing it, which means breaking it down and preparing it for excretion. They are so good at this job that an estimated 95% or more of the curcumin you consume is neutralized before it ever has a chance to enter your bloodstream. A tiny, almost insignificant amount might get through, but not nearly enough to have a therapeutic, inflammation-dousing effect. Think about that for a moment. All the care you took to buy the turmeric, the daily ritual of mixing it, the hope you felt as you drank it down, only to have your own body neutralize it before it could do any good. It's profoundly frustrating. It might be the very reason you've tried turmeric in the past and concluded, it just doesn't work for me. You might have felt a sense of personal failure, as if your body was uniquely resistant to its benefits. I want to tell you right now, it was not you. It was chemistry. You sent your firefighter to the scene without his key and without his hose. So we now understand the problem on a much deeper level. It's not about the turmeric being a fraud. It's about curcumin being a locked treasure chest. The immense power is in there, but just swallowing the powder is like jiggling the handle and hoping it will open. It won't. We need a key. We need a way to outsmart the liver's rapid metabolism. We need a partner for our hero that can unlock that door and let it get to work. And what if I told you that the key, the magical partner that turns this all around, is probably already in your kitchen? It's a humble, everyday spice that holds the power to make curcumin not just a little more effective, but exponentially more powerful. That humble, everyday spice, the partner that unlocks the power of curcumin, is simple black pepper. I know it sounds almost too simple to be true, but the scientific evidence for this partnership is absolutely staggering, and understanding it is the first major step to transforming your turmeric ritual. Inside black pepper, there is a key active compound, just like curcumin in turmeric. This compound is called piperine. Piperine is what gives black pepper its characteristic pungent flavor, but it also has a secret, almost magical ability. Its primary function, in this context, is to act as a bioenhancer. Specifically, it inhibits a process in your liver and intestinal wall called glucuronidation. Now, that's a mouthful of a word, so let's make it simple. Remember our overzealous security system in the liver, the one that immediately neutralizes and gets rid of curcumin? Think of those liver enzymes as very strict, by-the-book security guards. Their job is to spot the curcumin foreigner and escort it out of the building before it can go anywhere. Piperine acts like a charismatic and clever diversion. It walks up to those security guards and engages them in a conversation, distracting them for just long enough for the curcumin to slip right past them and enter the elevators, your bloodstream. The effect of this distraction is not small. It is monumental. Scientific studies have shown, time and time again, that consuming curcumin with piperine can increase its bioavailability, the amount that actually gets into your blood to do its job, by up to 2,000%. Let me say that again, because it is so important. Not 20%, not 200%, 2,000%. This is the difference between your turmeric water being an expensive placebo and it being a potent anti-inflammatory elixir. It's the difference between the firefighter being stuck on the curb and him being fully equipped and inside the burning building. What I find so beautiful about this is that it's not some newfangled biohack. This is ancient wisdom that science is only now catching up to. If you look at traditional Ayurvedic medicine from India, where turmeric has been used for thousands of years, you'll see it's almost never used alone. It's part of a complex blend of spices in a curry, a dish that nearly always includes black pepper. For centuries, healers and home cooks knew, through observation and tradition, that these two ingredients worked better together. They didn't know about piperine and glucuronidation, but they knew that the combination produced results. They felt the relief in their joints. They saw the healing in their bodies. So, how do you put this ancient wisdom into practice? It couldn't be easier. For every teaspoon of turmeric powder you use, you only need a small pinch of finely ground black pepper. We're talking about roughly 1/8 of a teaspoon. You don't need to overdo it. You're not trying to make a spicy pepper drink. That tiny amount contains enough piperine to work its magic and hold the door open for the curcumin. And don't worry about the taste. At this small ratio, it adds a barely perceptible warmth, a subtle spicy note that many people find quite pleasant, rounding out the earthy flavor of the turmeric. This single step, just a pinch of pepper, is the most critical change you can make. It's what takes you from doing it wrong to doing it right. It's the key that unlocks the treasure chest. So now, with our newfound knowledge, our firefighter, curcumin, is finally in the building. He's passed the security guards and has access to the entire system. But the body is a vast and complex city. How does he travel efficiently to the specific neighborhoods where the fires are actually burning? In your aching knees, in your foggy brain, in the delicate lining of your blood vessels. He needs a vehicle. He needs a reliable transport system. And that brings us to the second, equally crucial partner that turns this good combination into a truly unstoppable one. It's the element that ensures the curcumin doesn't just get into your bloodstream, but that it actually reaches its final healing destination. This second, vital partner that acts as the transport system for our heroic curcumin is fat, a source of good, healthy fat. And again, just like with black pepper, this isn't some complex pharmaceutical trick. It is a fundamental principle of biology that, once understood, makes perfect, intuitive sense. Some substances, like salt or vitamin C, are water-soluble. They dissolve easily in water and travel through our water-based bloodstream without any issue. But curcumin, our golden hero, is different. It is lipophilic, which is a scientific way of saying it is fat-soluble. It is drawn to fat. It dissolves in fat. It binds with fat. It actively avoids water. Think of making a simple salad dressing. You pour oil and vinegar, which is mostly water, into a jar. What happens? They stay completely separate. You can shake it, and for a few moments they'll mix, but as soon as you stop, they separate again. Curcumin in your water-based bloodstream is a lot like that oil. It's there, but it's not integrated. It's not moving freely and efficiently through the system. So we have our firefighter, curcumin, who, thanks to his distracting partner, piperine, has successfully snuck past the liver's security guards and is now inside the vast lobby of the building, your bloodstream. But the fires he needs to fight are not in the lobby. They are on the 10th floor in the joints department, on the 25th floor in the cardiovascular wing, and all the way up in the penthouse headquarters of the brain. Our firefighter is on foot. He can start slowly making his way up the stairs, but it's an inefficient, exhausting journey. He might only make it to a few of the closest fires before he runs out of energy. This is where fat comes in. When you consume curcumin with a source of fat, you are essentially providing a fleet of chauffeured vehicles for our firefighter. The fat helps carry the curcumin through the intestinal wall and into the lymphatic system, a parallel transport network that is a crucial part of your immune system. This route is like a VIP entrance that bypasses a significant portion of that initial, aggressive liver metabolism. From there, it's delivered into the bloodstream, but now it's not on foot. It's bound to fat molecules, riding in special delivery trucks called lipoproteins. These trucks have a pass to go everywhere, delivering the curcumin directly to the door of every cell in the body. The curcumin is no longer just wandering the lobby. It is being chauffeured directly to the sites of inflammation, wherever they may be. This is the difference between a minor effect and a profound one. It explains why someone might add pepper to their turmeric and feel a little better, but not experience that life-changing relief they were hoping for. They gave their firefighter a key to the building, but they didn't give him a vehicle to navigate it. So, how do we put this final piece of the puzzle into practice? We simply add a small amount of healthy fat to our turmeric and pepper mixture. We are not talking about anything complicated. a teaspoon of organic coconut oil or MCT oil, which are very easily digested, a splash of full-fat coconut milk, or even high-quality dairy cream if you tolerate it well, a small spoonful of ghee, which is clarified butter. You could even blend in a few raw almonds or walnuts, or simply time your turmeric water to be consumed with a meal that contains healthy fats, like one with avocado or a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. The perfect, potent, bioavailable turmeric drink is now a trinity. The hero, turmeric, the key, black pepper, and the vehicle, healthy fat. Together, they form an unstoppable team. This isn't just about mixing ingredients. It's about assembling a highly effective, inflammation-fighting force designed with a deep understanding of how your body actually works. We have now assembled our perfect inflammation-fighting team. The powerful curcumin from turmeric, unlocked by the piperine from black pepper, and delivered efficiently by a healthy fat. We've moved from a place of common misunderstanding to a place of deep, scientific clarity. But knowledge, without action, is just a story. The real transformation begins when we weave this knowledge into the fabric of our daily lives, turning it from a theory into a ritual. The key here is consistency, not intensity. Chronic inflammation, as we discussed, is a slow, smoldering fire that has been building for years. You cannot put out a forest fire with a single bucket of water, and you cannot undo years of systemic inflammation with one potent drink. Attempting to do so is a recipe for disappointment. The real power lies in the gentle, relentless, daily application of this new tool. It's about giving your body the support it needs every single day to cool that simmering fire, repair the damage, and keep new fires from starting. This is where creating a ritual becomes so important. A ritual is more than a habit. A habit is something you do automatically, like brushing your teeth. A ritual is something you do with intention. It becomes a sacred moment in your day, a quiet act of self-care and self-respect. It's you making a conscious promise to your body. I am on your side. I am giving you what you need to heal. I am investing in our future together. Let me share the most practical and effective way to create this ritual by making what is often called a golden paste. It's a simple concoction you can make once a week, store in your fridge, and use daily, which turns your ritual into a 30-second affair. Here's a basic recipe to start with. Take half a cup of good quality turmeric powder and mix it with 1 cup of filtered water in a small saucepan. Stir it gently over medium-low heat for about 7 to 10 minutes until it forms a thick, smooth paste. If it gets too thick, you can add a little more water. Once you have your paste, take it off the heat. Now, we add our 2 essential partners. Stir in 1.5 to 2 teaspoons of finely ground black pepper. Then, add a 1/4 cup of a healthy fat. Organic cold-pressed coconut oil or MCT oil are excellent choices because they are stable and blend in beautifully. Stir everything together until the oil and pepper are fully incorporated. Let it cool, then transfer it to a clean glass jar with a lid and store it in your refrigerator. This paste will stay fresh for about 2 weeks. Now, your daily ritual is incredibly simple. Just take 1 teaspoon of this golden paste and stir it into a warm beverage. You can add it to a cup of warm water for a simple elixir. You can stir it into a mug of warm milk, be it dairy, almond, oat, or coconut milk, to create a soothing, creamy golden latte. You can even stir it into your morning tea or a bowl of soup. The warmth helps the fats dissolve and makes it a comforting, nourishing experience. Find a time that works for you. Perhaps it's the very first thing you do in the morning, a way to start your day with a healing intention. Or maybe it's a calming ritual in the evening, an hour before bed, to help reduce inflammation while you sleep. The when is less important than the that you do it every day. And finally, be patient. This is not a painkiller that works in 20 minutes. You are not just masking a symptom. You are addressing a deep, underlying condition. The effects are cumulative. You might not feel a dramatic difference after 3 days, but maybe after 2 weeks, you'll notice that your fingers feel a little less stiff in the morning. Maybe after a month, you'll realize you were able to get up from your favorite armchair without that familiar groan. Maybe after 2 months, you'll go for a walk and realize, halfway through, that you aren't thinking about your knees at all. This is the quiet, profound victory of consistency. So we have journeyed from a place of frustration and ineffective action to a place of deep understanding and practical, powerful strategy. We've uncovered the secrets to unlocking one of nature's most potent healers, transforming it from a simple powder into your personal, inflammation-fighting ally. Look at the journey we've just taken together. We started with a feeling that is all too common, a sense of frustration, of being at the mercy of a body that feels increasingly stiff, sore, and uncooperative. We talked about that quiet, creeping fear that our world might be getting smaller. And from that place of uncertainty, we've walked a path to true, actionable knowledge. We have unmasked the real enemy, that silent, smoldering fire of chronic inflammation, and we've learned that the hero we chose to fight it, turmeric, needed our help to become effective. We discovered that its power was locked away, rendered almost useless by our own body's biology. But we found the keys. Not one, but two. The humble pinch of black pepper, acting as a clever diversion to let curcumin slip past the guards, and the essential, healthy fat, acting as the chauffeured vehicle to deliver our hero directly to the sites of inflammation, wherever they may be hiding in our bodies. What I hope you see now is that taking back control of your health isn't always about grand, sweeping, difficult changes. Sometimes, the most profound transformations come from small, intelligent adjustments. It's about understanding the why behind the what. It's knowing that you're not just blindly following advice, but that you are actively and intelligently participating in your own healing. This daily ritual, this golden paste, this warm, healing drink, is so much more than just a remedy for achy joints. It is a daily declaration of your own power. It is an act of defiance against the notion that pain and diminished vitality are an inevitable part of aging. They are not. Every time you stir that paste into your cup, you are not just soothing inflammation. You are investing in tomorrow's mobility, in your future clarity of mind, in your continued independence. You are investing in more days of playing on the floor with your grandchildren, more comfortable walks in your garden, and more years of living a life that is full, vibrant, and on your own terms. You now hold the knowledge to turn an ineffective habit into a powerful healing ritual. You are in control. If this conversation has given you even a single piece of clarity or a renewed sense of hope, please take a moment to click the like button below. It's such a simple gesture, but it's the single best way to tell YouTube that this information is valuable. Your click helps another person, someone who might be feeling lost and in pain, find this video and gain this empowering knowledge. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to join our growing community. Our journey together is just beginning, and we have so many more conversations like this to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be well, stay curious, and never forget the incredible power you hold to heal your own body. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.